Alright guys, so remember when I told you we were going to be doing one more video on this trailer, and I was like, alright, we're going to do one more and then that's it. But I lied, it was an accident. So this trailer here, I am going to be taking this out to the scrapyard. We're going to be running this load, and we are doing automotive part out, so we do have an entire collection of stuff that gets parted out. I try to keep the rust-free stuff. Anything on this thing was not salvageable. You can see I have the cab strapped down to the frame on the front and in the back. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go grab, oh, I forgot my bridle. Yeah, definitely want that. I'm gonna go grab a hammer to get that off. But what I'm gonna do is chain these down. Probably one chain in the back, one chain in the front, and we'll call her good. All right, so we got the lower half chained. We got one this way. I'm a dumbass. I started pulling this way, and realistically, I usually pull towards the end, but since there's nothing else going on this trailer that I know of, I just pulled out. We could put something here, we could put something back there, but once my title comes in, we're going straight to the scrapyard. I'm gonna get the trailer hooked up and go put it back in my spot, because I don't need it for now. And then we got another load to run this week up to the Poconos if the weather holds out, but I need to do it before any more of this hurricane hits us. All right, guys. I may have been wrong about the whole not needing a trailer thing, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know. I don't know what my thoughts are on it, but yeah, I'm out here in the rain working. I'm not afraid to get dirty, get a little wet. It's nice and rainy today. I get in here, I vacuumed out Bertha yesterday, I cleaned it out, but there we go, we are unhooked. Electrical is unhooked. Now, we're done for the day. I'm gonna go get cleaned up and we're gonna head. So I've been waiting for the scrapyard, or for the title for this to be able to do this, but unfortunately it's been way too long. I haven't gotten the title yet, and I think it just makes sense. We're just gonna take it to the scrapyard. They told me to cut it in half, which I'm not 100% or entirely sure how I'm gonna do it, but they said I need to cut basically along the bottom portion of the cab. So I'm gonna have to get a lot of this scrap pulled out to be able to do that. I'm gonna move this out of the way, but we're gonna take it down to the shop, pull it in. We're gonna chop the frame in half, probably cut it like, I don't know, probably just cut it like right around here, so that way the cab is still strapped to it. But this is gonna be an absolute clusterfuck, and I know you guys like that. This is such a waste of my time. But I need my trailer because I have another job to do with it, and I need my trailer. So I'm gonna have to get up there. So not only do I gotta get this thing off the trailer and take it to the scrapyard, this trailer is also for sale. So we got everything working on it, all the lights work, everything works. So just need to get it down the road, get that dropped off, and then we got another trip up to the Poconos with another one. So what I think I'm gonna do, probably gonna end up moving this chain. Pretty much we need to cut like right along here, cut that in half, and then figure out a way to cut this cab in half and still have it secured. So it's gonna be an interesting one. I don't know how we're gonna do it yet, but you guys like shit shows. It's definitely a waste of my time, waste of my day, but I mean, I can't go make any more money until this thing's off. I made enough money on this to justify it. It's a waste of time. All right, so this endeavor has been Pain in the ass, but we got where we're gonna cut. She said cut right behind the rear seat. So you can see here's the bolt here. So we're gonna cut right along this line. I'm gonna make my first cut with the angle grinder, and then I'm gonna try to cut as much out with the strong sawzall as I can. I have a small hacksaw, but I think this guy will do better. And hopefully this doesn't make it a clusterfuck to where like strapping this down is gonna be a pain in the ass. But I'm literally gonna cut right here at the door seam, and then we'll have to cut the roof line as well. So this thing should, in theory, either fall backwards or forwards. I don't know yet how we're gonna strap it. And then in the front, she didn't give me any instructions. So we're just gonna cut right about here. But this thing, I mean, it's more so just getting the shit out of the shop. I still have plenty of parts. I mean, we got 1,500 bucks sitting here. I got a bunch of other parts sitting over there. So I mean, total investment in this like cheap truck, it's like, I mean, $2,500, $3,000 worth of parts, maybe a little bit more than that, probably $4,000 on the higher end, depending on what I get for the rest of the stuff. So I mean, was it worth it? Yeah, yes and no. If I had the title, this would save me a bunch of time and money. We're waiting on parts for this thing. I got 2 other projects that are coming in, and yeah, I mean, I gotta take, this is the other reason. I got the truck up on the hill. That white one needs to go. These 2 bikes need to go. We're getting rid of and replacing the compressor. We're going to be getting rid of and replacing this. I don't need this. And then these are going as well. And then all these parts here. So a lot of this stuff, this whole corner is going to get cleared out. We are getting rid of the TIG welder. I don't do it enough, but we are keeping this guy and the lift. I need 2 more pins and some bolts and a motor for the lift to work. So I was gonna try to slap it in today, but it's one of those, I got too many projects going on, don't wanna create more of a clusterfuck for myself. And then we're gonna replace that air compressor with another one down the road. And then we also got someone to come in here to do the wiring here in a little bit. We're gonna be touching up on all of the wiring, but again, all this stuff costs money. And with all the projects and shit going on, so this trailer, I think we're gonna get probably 2 or 3 more uses out of it before one of you guys comes get it. I did post it up for 8K or best offer, but let's get this thing. All right, so we got chopped along the halfway point. I'm gonna try to get as much of that as I can and potentially over into the other area. I gotta look under here and see. We should clear the frame rail the rest of the way down. But this is chopped. All of this is cut and disconnected. We'll do the bottom and then we'll do the roofs next. You can see I've already made my cut line. So, all right, so she is officially cut in half along the bottom. Pretty sure we got, yep, you can see up in there. So chopped here. Now we got to do the roof and then figure out where we're going to put everything, strap everything down. And then this part should be pretty easy, especially with the fucking saw. Just make my mark and just go cut straight down. The exhaust, we'll figure out how to get that out of the way, but should be pretty simple. So it's always scary cutting this last little bit because once you get that notched, it looks like it's gonna wanna go forward. And that's a little scary, especially when the blade's in there because it'll kick back at you. Ask me how I know. See that big fucking mark there? And I got one on my finger from times where the angle grinders kick back. But this thing, this not only kicks back, but it'll punch. So it's just one of those things you gotta watch out. We started getting it cut right there. So we're just gonna cut right to the sunroof. And yeah, we'll see how this goes. So I have it cut in half. I just left like a slither up in there. You guys won't be able to see it. I'm not climbing up in there. There's a slither. That's what's left of this. Wasn't even filming. So we got the thing cut in half. I left a little tiny slither up there just to catch you guys back up to speed. And then right here, we're just gonna cut that. So we'll see how that goes. Muffler might get in the way. I'm not sure yet, but Might actually just cut beforehand. We'll see. We'll see. Got our first cut right there. We got some brake fluid or gas leaking, one or the other. I don't know. All right, everything's cut in half. We'll see how it goes. I got one strap over top of the back, and then that same strap comes back around here to pull it forward. Wha-bam! Tight as shit. This strap here connects this to the bottom frame piece. We're not going far. Gonna throw a chain over this and then figure out how to strap everything else that's on the front of the gooseneck. All right, we got her chained here, strap from there to there, chain from there to there, strap from the back underneath, and then another one back around, going through the door latch up there. We got one up and through there to hold the chairs, and then we got one wrapped the entire way around to hold these doors. And then these chairs, oh yeah, ain't going nowhere. That one's tight, that one's tight. We'll see what happens with the stuff in, but I think we'll be all right. When they go to pick this up, hopefully it separates, because I'm not bringing anything to do that. But we are good to get rolling. I only got one chain on this front section here. I really don't think that's gonna be a problem. And then we got gloves in the truck, because I don't feel like fucking getting shit all over my hands. So let's see how the trailer does. Gonna go test it before any of you guys, hopefully somebody buys it here soon. Hopefully before the end of the week, but I don't know. All right, change of plans. If all goes well, we are scrap selling the trailer this week. We're gonna head to scrap, but we might be heading to Florida for some of this hurricane relief stuff. So we will see. I'm pulling out of the shop. Check our room. Cool. So we'll see how reliable Bertha is. We're gonna go about 17 miles. It's all back roads, don't worry about it. I'll be paying attention to everything. Make sure I got my gloves, I do. Let's get moving. There we go, guys. Hauling. This is actually the first, I haven't moved Bertha in a hot minute. So we'll see how she handles this. We got an ambulance coming too, and I don't know which way he wants me to go. These little back roads are fun with a friggin' 32 footer. Just trying to make sure none of my chains or straps come loose. We're getting there. We're about 15 minutes in. We have done about 5 miles now. Now guys, we are halfway there. We've just made it over the halfway point, and we're doing good. We are doing good. Now I say that, let's hope to keep it that way. I'm trying to keep the speed under 40, 45, just because of the wind blowing in the doors. I'm trying to be smart about it. We'll see how that pays off for me. All right, final stretch, 2 minutes, half a mile. She made it. I do see some chains kind of loose back there on the end piece, but I kind of figured that was gonna happen. Main goal was just to get it here, so we'll see what they say when we get it on their scale, because they told me to cut it in half before I bring it if I don't have a title. So that's what I'm gonna do. And then if for some reason the title ever comes in, which I think the post office pretty much lost that, we'll see. I don't know, we'll see. I put a lot of effort into cutting this thing in half, so fuck that title. All right, pulling up now. Let's see what I weigh. 18,260. I don't think that. Oh, hell yeah. All right, I'll grab the strap a while. There goes the cab. There we go. Makes it look easy. right, we got dropped. We're gonna flip around and hit the scale. Hopefully don't blow out any tires up here. Big old flip around. Woo! Didn't want to film a ton, but at the same time, let's go see what we weigh. 14,760. I think we're on. So we'll be a little better prepared next time, but if you guys want to know how much this actually cost me time-wise, probably into this whole thing about 5 hours, between moving it from the other trailer to this trailer, to cutting it in half, to doing all that. Yeah, about 5 hours of my time. It's all the other stuff that hopefully pays for the time, but this is just one of those things. Couldn't get a title. It is what it is. So let's get this thing back to the shop. Oh, and then we are, I don't know. So if you look at those numbers, this trailer is actually not really that heavy. Bertha, when I weighed full of fuel, without the new heavy steel bumper, I think we were 9,700. So with the steel bumper, probably add about 100 and some pounds, minus the fuel and minus the tools. I mean, what's that trailer weigh to you guys, you think? It's not really hatefully heavy. All right, we got her all cleaned up. Thing is ready to go. Like I said, we got the title. So if anybody wants to come buy this thing, good first hotshot trailer. It's all cleaned off. And I'll even offer a warranty on it. So any of the fucking bearings and all the other shit, just need to get this thing moved, and I trust the work that was done. So other than that, it's an oldie but a goodie, and it's not super heavy.